The journey to fluent English. Before we start, I want to ask you one question. Why do you want to learn English? Write one of these numbers in the comments. Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between green hills, lived a boy named Arjun. Arjun was 16 years old, curious, and full of dreams. He loved exploring the world through books and movies, but there was one problem. Most of the books and movies he wanted to enjoy were in English, a language he barely understood. In his village, English was seen as the key to success. Many people who spoke English had jobs in cities or even abroad. Arjun dreamed of doing the same, but his confidence would crumble every time he heard someone speaking fluent English. He felt left behind, but one day, everything changed. One afternoon, while helping his father sell vegetables at the market, Arjun overheard a conversation between two customers. They were speaking English, laughing and gesturing as they discussed their day. He couldn't understand a single word, but he was captivated by their fluency. That night, Arjun made a decision. I will learn English, he told himself. No matter how hard it is, no matter how long it takes, I will become fluent. The next day, Arjun borrowed an old English grammar book from his school library. It was filled with rules and examples, but he found it boring and hard to follow. This isn't working, he muttered, frustrated. Then he remembered something his teacher had once said. Learning a language is like making a friend. Spend time with it, and soon it will feel natural. Arjun realized he needed to immerse himself in English, not just study it. Arjun began small. He labeled everything in his house with sticky notes: door, window, table, and chair. Every morning he would walk around, pointing to objects and saying their English names out loud. He also started listening to English songs, even if he didn't understand the lyrics. One day I'll know what these words mean, he promised himself. A few weeks later, while scrolling through his cousin's phone, Arjun discovered a world of YouTube videos. He found channels where people taught English in simple, fun ways. One channel stood out. It was hosted by a cheerful teacher named Mrs. Maya, who explained grammar and vocabulary through short stories. Arjun began watching Mrs. Maya's videos every evening. He paused, rewound, and repeated until he understood every word. Slowly, he started picking up phrases like, "How are you?" and "Nice to meet you." Learning English wasn't easy. Sometimes Arjun felt embarrassed when he mispronounced words or used the wrong grammar. Once, while practicing with a friend, he said, "I am liking cricket," and everyone laughed. That night, he almost gave up. But then he remembered Mrs. Maya's words. Mistakes are proof you're learning. Encouraged, Arjun kept practicing. One day, Arjun stumbled upon an English novel in a second-hand bookstore. It was a children's book, full of simple sentences and pictures. This will be my first English book, he decided. It took him weeks to finish the book, but when he did, the sense of achievement was overwhelming. He celebrated by writing a short paragraph about the story in English. Months passed, and Arjun's efforts began to show. He could now hold basic conversations and understand simple English movies. His favorite was a movie about a boy who overcame obstacles to achieve his dreams. Just like me, Arjun thought. One day, his school announced a speech competition. The topic was My Dream. Though nervous, Arjun decided to participate and wrote his speech in English. On the day of the competition, he stood in front of the crowd, his hands shaking. My dream, he began, is to become fluent in English and inspire others to learn. Though his pronunciation wasn't perfect, the audience clapped loudly. For the first time, Arjun felt proud of his progress. By the end of the year, Arjun's hard work paid off. He could read newspapers, write essays, and even chat with tourists who visited the nearby town. One day, a man from the city offered him a job at a travel agency, impressed by his determination and English skills. Arjun gladly accepted, knowing this was just the beginning of a bright future. Arjun's journey taught him an important lesson. Learning English, or any new skill, is like planting a tree. It takes time, patience, and consistent effort, but the fruits are worth it. For anyone struggling to learn English, Arjun's advice is simple. Don't give up. Find joy in the process, and remember, every step forward is progress. And so, Arjun's story became an inspiration in his village, proving that, with determination, anything is possible. The end. Don't forget, every small step counts. Believe in yourself, Thanks for watching.